Hi Pisces, welcome to your Harsh Truth reading for November 30th through February 13th. Yes, everything you need to know about this reading is in the description box below. And Happy New Year to you if you are celebrating. Okay. Queen of Cups. All right, Pisces, so you could be thinking about your Cancer, Pisces, or Scorpio. Somebody's on your mind. Or you just feel like you're in a very balanced, emotionally secure place. Could be that. Awesome. Okay, this is Pisces. Okay, so we got the Hangman or Hanging Man, 9 of Pentacles, Hierophant. Could be Taurus. Page of Cups, Ace of Swords, the Lovers, could be Gemini. So we got Taurus and Gemini here. Interesting, Pisces. Okay, all right, Pisces. So I think you want things to stay as they are, as things are stopped, let go. There's sort of things are in suspension and you're okay with that. You don't want to, is this you don't want to be by yourself or on your own or unattached? You don't mind there being things in suspension, but maybe you don't want it to be that it's a true disconnect. You still want that connection, perhaps. This is, both of these are cards of restriction. This is doing something the way it's always been done, adhering to traditions and customs and long-standing, just day in, day out, same type of thing, century in, century out. It's always been done this way. This is the way our family does it, that sort of thing. Adhering to dogma instead of being creative and innovative, that sort of thing. So this is kind of restrictive in that sense. It also can be viewed as being stable and secure because it's a committed connection and there are just things are always done the way they're always done. So it's like there's no deal breaker here. Without fail, the sun will always rise, that sort of thing. Either way, there is firm control and definite guidelines and parameters with the way things operate. Again, this could be marriage. Whereas this is things are just kind of let go, and maybe this person wants something, but they've got to figure out how to go after it first. So they're in suspension because there's a disconnect. They either don't know what they want and they don't know how to get it, or they want forward movement, but they don't know how to do the forward movement. Maybe they know what they want, but they just don't know what to do. Nonetheless, things are in suspension. There's a restriction. They're kind of all chained up, all tangled up. Perhaps somebody wants kids. Perhaps somebody wants to start talking again. Instead of this restriction, maybe we could start sending interests of love or gestures or things like that, letting someone know they're interested. Maybe starting to talk again about our feelings or having conversations about how we feel, sending a message of, hi, how are you? I care. This is not wanting, this is not wanting to hear back. This is, Pisces, this might be not wanting to be cut off or not wanting to have that full-blown conversation or that decisiveness, perhaps. We'll get to that in a minute. So we got marriage and connection and commitment. Both of these are marriages right here. Both of these could mean marriage. Soulmate connection, especially. So you might be thinking about your person either in these terms, or your person is also a water sign. Maybe you're just in an emotionally balanced state right now. All right, so let's look at this Hanged Man here. Hanging Man. Seven of Swords. Ooh, all right, so we've got, again with the restriction, again with not knowing how to, this could be self-sabotage here, okay? That you're your own worst enemy. because, you know, this liar, cheater, thief, but you could be lying to yourself. You could be deceiving yourself about your happily ever after, about what happened with your happily ever after. So perhaps things are in suspension because you're in denial, or somebody, not you, somebody is in denial, perhaps. But this is the card of Pisces, so perhaps it is talking about you. But things are not moving forward because you're lying to yourself about what is achievable. Again, this could be you or the other person, but what the happily ever after. Okay, what's this Nine of Pentacles about? They don't call this a harsh truth for nothing. Good Lord. It's like, hi, you're lying to yourself. Okay, all right. Okay, so you don't want somebody to be independent and walk away because something's ended. You don't want someone to be able to have that fresh new start, to just walk away. But the thing is whoever's walking away, it was great. It was very emotional for them. It was a great undertaking in the sense to leave and walk away. They've invested a lot of emotional energy in this, and they're literally leaving in the dead of night with only the clothes on their back. So it's probably you feeling like, I don't want to have to leave, or maybe you don't want the other person to leave. It feels like you don't want to be abandoned. This feels like you don't want someone to walk away from you. There might be some abandonment issues going on here. Either way, you don't want someone to walk away and have a new beginning, or to take their chances on a new beginning and can be completely solitary and alone without you. Maybe this is you not wanting to have to do that. But it's almost like, if it comes to it, I will walk away. I have to leave. I have to save myself. However, this would imply movement, and here's restriction. So I don't know. I think this is about the other person, because this is, well, I'm not gonna say this is you, but this feels like you. This feels like you wanting to figure something out, but you're going round and round in your head about it because you can't figure out how to not sabotage this, or how to get out of your own way, you know? Okay, all right. What's true about this Hierophant here? What's going on? All right. So we've got control at the sake of connection. Is that what this is? So things might be firmly in control and stable, but someone's feeling disconnected. There is a disconnect. So while it might be solid, stable, traditional, there's a disconnect. Is this a lack of control? No, because this is control. This is control. Highly restrictive, both of these cards. Geez Louise, of all the three major arcana that speak to restriction, you got all three of them in the deck, Pisces. So we got control here, but disconnect, lack of connection, lack of, could be isolation, insecurity, worry, financial loss, poverty of emotion, poverty of connection with your partner, scarcity thinking, feeling that void, like, okay, yeah, we've got everything stable and secure and under control, but there's no connection. So is this a couple staying together after somebody's cheated? Because we have to do what's always been done. However, you and I are not connected anymore. Someone's feeling left out in the cold. All right. You want, but I don't think so, because if somebody cheated, I mean, you would think that you'd be upset and hurt, and you'd be like, I'm out. You cheated on me. What are you doing? But this, I think, speaks to self-sabotage. I think you want to get back in touch with somebody, Pisces. I think you want to get back in touch with somebody, honestly. Because it's like there was a committed connection. It was just void of any connection. And then here you are wanting to reestablish love, or maybe have a new beginning in love with someone else. What is this? Page of Cups. What are you doing? Is this kids? You want to have kids? My God, here we go. The Hangman. Okay, we got Pisces. Pisces, you are all over this. Got the moon over here. This could be Pisces or Cancer. This could be Pisces or Cancer. What are you doing, Pisces? Aries, Taurus, Pisces, Gemini, Pisces. All right. It doesn't have to be. It's just pointing that out. It might be significant for you. Page of Cups. Because the Hangman, and what else? Ay. Okay, this could be Taurus. Wanting to maybe reach out and talk about a relationship or a love interest between a Pisces and a Taurus. Reaching out, wanting to have that conversation or send messages of I care, positive, I'm thinking of you, I love you, but feeling like you can't. Sending it to a Taurus, to somebody that you thought was the ideal mate. Feeling like you can't reach out. You want, maybe this is all you are able to offer. Maybe that's what this restriction is. Is it feeling like that's all you're able to offer somebody that you thought was the perfect mate? Or this page is all you're able to offer as far as any kind of creativity or abundance, or that you really want to thrive and get out there and get after it and have relationships, but for whatever reason, you can't figure out how to make it work, and you're at this stage instead of being at like a queenly energy here or kingly energy. This is at the page. This is someone that just delivers messages or assists in starting something up. So you would like it to be more. You would really like it to be more. You'd like it to be abundant and thriving, perhaps with the person that you see as the ideal mate from the past or someone you're thinking of now. But something's holding you back. This is restriction holding you back. Control with no connection. Staying together, going through the motions, but being emotionally not connected. And you would like to start something up, but you can't. You're in your head about this. You can't figure out a way to do it. Both of these speak to the ideal relationship and the happily ever after. Both of these speak to restriction and holding you back and possible undermining or sabotage. So this is you being in your head about it and not knowing how to make it happen. What's this? You don't want clarity to happen. I disagree. I think you do want that clarity. What's this Ace of Swords about for Pisces? What is that? It's okay. You don't want being cut off. Wow. Pisces, who is this Cancer person? Cancer. Where else do I see Cancer? Cancer up here with the moon. Cancer. And I've been seeing this a lot with you. It's like Pisces and Cancer are going back and forth with each other with the energies. Maybe it's just that intuitive moon emotional energy. Okay, all right. Okay, so Pisces, you don't want to be cut off. And you know, it's funny because this would be clarity, right? So you don't want clarity. This is something keeping you up at night. This is consuming your thoughts, worry, anxiety, just again with the mental energy going round and round and round in your head, and not this person or this idea, either forward movement, progress, making it work, victory, forward movement, how to do that. That's what this is, and yet this would be victory. This would be understanding that, mental clarity, a breakthrough. You don't want that. Why? What the hell? Honestly, I would be not like you're sitting in front of me, right? Like you can't answer. But seriously, you would rather the stirrings of love or the messages of love and kind of not be able to, like, being held back from your ideal person than to have that mental clarity. But I think what this is being cut off from the person, because that's what we have up here. That's what it is. Thank you. Just answering a question. Okay. You don't want to be cut off. You don't want to be cut off. This is you wanting to leave, but you can't. Wanting that forward movement and motion. We got all kinds of movement here. Maybe you had to move house. Maybe you had to move out. But you're wanting that. You're wanting that peace, or just you don't want the round and round anymore. Maybe it's that you want to get this person out of your head. This, if it's a Cancer person, a Cancerian, you want to finally get them out of your head. You don't want to think about them anymore. You don't want to have any more breakthroughs. You don't want to deal with it. You don't want to give it any more thought, power, whatever. Okay, could be that. It could be that you don't want to have to think about what the future holds, about this forward movement. You don't want to deal with that. You'd rather. So if you don't want the future movement, this independence starting on your own, are you still connected to somebody in your past? It kind of looks like it, because you'd rather that than forward movement. Both of these speak to forward movement. Are you wanting to reconnect with somebody that you thought was the ideal mate? You just couldn't figure out how to make it work? You had the connection or the commitment, you just didn't have the emotional connection. This is number 6. So this, no, it's not, is it? This is 6, not numbers. This is 6. This is karma, past life connection, soulmate, that sort of thing. So this is a heavy, 6s are kind of special in that regard. And so this would speak to soulmate energy, just that choice that you would make for that person time and time again over lifetimes, and the connection and resultant memories and experiences that thereof influencing your decision now. Boy, that was poetic, wasn't it? All right, so do you see this? 4, 5, 6, 5, 7, 8. Wow, 3, 4. Okay. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. All right. What's this lovers about? Pisces, I think you're trying to find your way back to somebody, honestly. I think you're trying to, okay, we got the 9 of Pentacles and the 9 of Pentacles here. So this is a choice or a commitment with a soulmate. I think you're wanting to have that fight, maybe or cut things off and become independent. But this is soulmate connected energy. What is this? Is this a Gemini you're dealing with that you've cut off and now you're... All right, I reserve the word, because I think this is wanting to understand, fighting, cutting something off, having clarity, having to win, wanting... I am flummoxed. Maybe this will help. Hold on, I'm gonna come back to this. I'm coming back to this. All right, hold on. We got the 5 of Swords and the 9 of Pentacles here. Again with the sabotage. Again with the sabotage. Just like that 7 of Swords. Loss and defeat, betrayal. So we got this soulmate connection, this committed connection here. There's been a loss, a defeat, a betrayal, somebody wanting to win at all costs, almost being ruthless and willing to do whatever it takes to take your cookies, and solitary stability. Doesn't feel very connected still. So both of these speak to control, doing anything to maintain and preserve control and power, and both of these speak to a solitary, independent energy. This is being cut off. This is going it alone, and this is going it alone, but this is being okay with where it's at. So, all right, Pisces, what does Pisces need to know? This is very nuanced and very involved. There's a lot of scenarios here, a lot of twists and turns and nuances, and it is general, but so I do hope that you're getting something out of it. It's almost piecemeal, like, okay, take this part, and yeah, this applies, this doesn't, because this is very... I feel it, though. I feel it. I feel like this, someone is really on your mind, and they've been so for a while. Got that past life? Okay, all right. Pisces. Pisces need to know. Pisces. Pisces. It is lost love. That's what this is, a lost love. Surrender. That's what the Hangman is. It's about surrendering to the way things are. You might not like it. You feel trapped. You feel like, God, I want... But you have no choice but to surrender and ride it out. There's nothing to be done. And in that surrender, though, eventually you start to move on. So it's about healing, release, surrender, accepting what is so that you can start to heal. I feel like you're trying to find your way back to this person, but you're still not clear on how to do that. You see them as a soulmate. This is a choice and a reconnection and a recommitment. However, there's going to be words exchanged, and I don't know how this 9 of Swords or 9 of Pentacles plays in here. What's this 9 of Pentacles about? Because it's not fitting for me. I mean, it's independent, solitary energy, but we got this choice and this commitment here. What is it? Working things out. Okay, so we got, but somebody is, this feels more Nine of Wands-ish to me in the sense that somebody is defensive as hell, and they're wanting to, they'll listen to what you have to say, but they're not giving an inch. They're maintaining their position of security. So they might be open to working things out and talking, but we got defensiveness here. And yet still there's this connection. You loved this person, Pisces. Oh, goodness gracious. You loved them because you were still even willing to stay, even though there was a devoid of connection, or that you were feeling set apart or set adrift, even while in the marriage or relationship. And yet, so we got marriage, we got connected, committed soulmate here. We got connection and commitment, but there's turmoil and fighting and conflict over that and wanting to work it out, just not knowing how. And somebody's not willing to give up their secure position. This is very Nines of Wands-ish to me. Being defensive, not trusting, gonna take time to sort of settle back in or trust again or believe. All right, Pisces. Why do I have the same deck? Pisces. What does Pisces need to know here? Pisces. Maybe because of the fighting, but no, we got the Three of Swords here working at maybe. All right, maybe it's fighting, and it's going to take somebody else. Somebody else involving themselves to sort you two out to get you back on stable ground. Maybe because of the fighting, you decide that it's not time right now, and you just, basically throw yourself into work, a collaborative project, a work project to take your mind off of it and to build the security that you want, so that you don't have to feel this way. I think it's you working things out with your person, though. Pisces. Pisces. Good gracious. Do you see that? Undying love. The love you have shared is eternal, regardless of the situation. Lost love, undying love, circling back around again to figure this out with your person. Okie dokie. One more. Pisces. Wow. One more for Pisces. Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Okay. This is assistance, help, and support. That would fit here because this is you not being able to get out of your own way. You have gone as far as you can without turning this over to someone else to help and intervene and help you work this out. Otherwise, round and round we go, and feeling like we're completely cut off and connected, yet feeling like we belong with this person. So this is about, you have this love for this person, but you can't for the life of you figure out how to make this work. You don't like it. You need help. Maybe you're too proud to ask for it at this point, but this is about help, assistance, and support. And progress has been made on your own, but at some point you need another person to either mirror stuff back to you, or you're just not feeling complete unless you have that other, right? So you've come as far as you can on your own. Maybe it's time to tag someone in. This is reaching out or being offered help and support. It could be financial. We've got the Five of Coins here. It could be financial. Someone's offering financial assistance. It could be that. It could be reaching out for emotional support. We've got the Emperor here, which is about having a confidant or someone trustworthy to talk to and confide in. And, help me make sense of this, because I'm going round and round in my head. I feel like I sabotage things. I can't move forward. I can't get out of my own way. I want to reach out. I want to move forward. This person was everything to me. If not with them, I at least want some kind of progress, some kind of movement, but I can't. Help. So, okay. All right, Pisces. Maybe you feel like if you got the help or that connection, you'd start to become dependent again. Anyway, the help is there if you want it. And you, hard to say, because you really love this person. So, I do hope this works out. They're very heavily on your mind. Perhaps this is you working towards coming to a balanced emotional state about this, thinking about your person, or maybe this is the person that's been on your mind. Okay, Pisces, good luck with this. Oh my God, 6 minutes. Okay, all right. I hope this was helpful. You're going through it right now. You stay strong, okay? It will work out. It's just, you're going to need help. You're going to need somebody else to tag somebody else in, because round and round you'll go if you don't. This is very difficult for you. Okay, all right. Thank you for stopping by. I hope to see you in the next reading. Take care.